Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you day 24 of the A to Z challenge. Now I'll be real with this one, completely honest with you. It did not turn out the way I wanted it to, and it took a completely different path to what I was thinking, and now it's technically a letter V. It's technically a vet office, but I did an X-ray suite in the back of it. Because the goal was kind of to do this little X-ray office space, and then I was like, why don't I just turn it into a vet? So it's an X-ray office, but specifically for a vet. You mostly come here to get X-rays done, and then there's like little consult rooms off to the side as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to this build. It's a pretty small and simple build. I, again, didn't take too long with it, which I'm pretty happy about. Also for some reason, so before I finish up, like I'll finish up with the build, I'll stop the recording, but right before I actually leave the game, I will save it to my gallery, under the correct name with the same, like with the correct details. But for some reason when I opened it this morning to upload it, it was named something completely different and I had a completely different, I don't know what you call it, a completely different description. For a build that I didn't even do on this lot or in this world, I did it in, yeah, a completely different world. And yeah, for some reason it was like, oh no, we're gonna take those details and apply it to this build. And I also think it's the game teasing me because it's Lady's Shell that I did, I think it's called the Perk Studios. And I lost it. I had to delete it. Like, I actually had to go and build something over the top of it and get rid of it because my game just could not handle opening it. And it made me really, really sad to lose it. And I had to get rid of it because it was slowing down the rest of my builds as well and things like that. I still find my game is somewhat slow, so I think I'm gonna have to go back and delete a bunch of things. Because it's just starting to really slow down. I don't know if it's just because it's getting a little old or if it's like I couldn't tell you what it was. But yeah, I was really sad to have lost that build, and then here's the game teasing me about it. But yeah, this build was kind of interesting and fun, but I don't even get to the X-ray suite until the very end. So yeah, technically this is a vet's office, but I think this iteration of the challenge, I've really just not given up on caring about being so specific, but I'm just being like less harsh on myself. Because normally I'm like, no, I have to do it like this and I have to do it like that and it has to be right. And now I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm just gonna have fun with it. And I think that's really important is to really have fun with it. So yes, this challenge is supposed to be a letter X. And I built a vet office, but it's an X-ray suite. If we again squint our eyes, turn our head sideways, it's, yeah, you can see it. And also I definitely wouldn't have changed what I did for letter V any day. Like I would keep it that exact same way. So at the moment I am actually on stream. We moved into stream about 30 seconds ago, but I also was really looking for this specific item and then I couldn't find it. But yeah, then it kind of turned into a vet's office and I'm not even mad at that. Like I'm kind of really happy with the way it turned out. Because I've built a vet's office before and it was alright, but I really wanted this to feel a bit different. I don't know. I sometimes when I build, I have these clear-cut ideas and I'm like, I want it to be like this and it'll look fantastic and great. And other times I'm like, I don't really know. We're kind of just gonna head in this kind of direction and hope for the best. And I feel like I did alright. Oh, excuse me. Nothing terrible. But yeah, it's definitely not X-ray focused. It's more vet focused. But there are X-ray rooms here, so it counts in my head. And if you don't like that, you can go build your own X-ray office suite department thing, because this is what I've done. The goal initially, I had this really like brilliant idea, and I was talking to my roommate about it, my best friend, and I was like, I want to do this, an X-ray something, and I used a specific word, and I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. I want it to look like this and blah blah blah, and then not even, I hadn't even finished the sentence before I forgot what the word was. And still to this day I can't remember what the word was, because every word I've used since I'm like, I'm not sure that's right. Yeah, long story short, I had this really cool idea and then immediately forgot about it while in the middle of talking, and then ended up building a vet office. But again, not too mad at it. I'm kind of really happy with how it turned out. There's a little bit of fiddling here and there, and I've just been throwing items into builds and being like, yeah, that's good enough, close enough. We'll just throw these in and use them later and come back and edit and whatever. And I'm really kind of happy with that style of building. I used to just be like, no, I have to do the outside and then do each room one by one, and then that's it. Like, landscaping wasn't even a thing. But now I'm like, you know what, let's shift it around a little bit. I mean, I'm still pretty terrible with landscaping. I completely forgot to put trees in, which I wanted to do. But you can see me like throwing things in and being like, okay, in this room I want this stuff, and this room I want that one, and kind of spacing them out. And you can even see in, I believe it's the university build, like I start off the build by actually making sure that things will fit by building this little room and making sure these items will fit into the room, and then basing the build off of that. Excuse me again. Yeah, so it's kind of just like throwing things around and coming back to them when I remember them. And my problem is I need to like actually make sure I finish builds, because sometimes I'll do a build and then completely forget that I put something down, like in yesterday's build. Completely forgot that I was building a... Oh, I knew what I was building, I just completely forgot I put a few items down, and then I uploaded the build already, so it's like there's some random items just laying on the ground. But just ignore that, it's meant to be there, totally. But I think in this build, I'm pretty sure I do everything correct. Like, I don't mess around with it or anything like that. And I'm really, really happy with how it turned out again. So we are getting close to the end of the stream bit, and then I move off back to building off camera. I do prefer building off camera. It means I can just take it at my own pace and watch and listen to whatever I want to. And I definitely feel like, yeah, I definitely feel like I have a lot more fun building off camera. So yeah, I don't know, it's I do love streaming, I do love hanging out with you guys, but at the same time I also do love just not having to stress about like certain things. Also, I feel like I didn't speed this up. I totally did not. Sorry, I'll edit this while... Look. There you go. Okay, you wouldn't have seen it, but for me it was going like at a normal pace, and I was so confused as to why it was going so slow. I forgot to speed up this part of the video. No, I've been using Blender as my video editing software forever. I've never used anything else, and it's been super oh, I tried Movie Maker once, and I just did not like it. But I found Blender, and I really do like it. But yeah, I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday. It was Stassi J's Unplugged podcast, which is, if you don't know, a Sims podcast where Stassi talks to a bunch of Simmers. And I stumbled across it late last year, and I started to binge watch it, and then life got in the way, and then I started binging it again actually yesterday while building this, and I actually found out that there's a whole bunch of things extra that you can do Sims related in Blender, which I think is so cool. So I'm definitely gonna have a look at that sort of stuff. I'm not technologically advanced, so doing that sort of stuff is super overwhelming to me, but I definitely want to do it. I'm super keen to try it out, and yeah, I'm pretty. I don't want to say too much about what I want to do because I'm not entirely sure, but there's a bunch of things I want to have a look into. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm looking into this, and then I try it once, and then I get overwhelmed and it's too difficult, and I don't do it, and then you guys are like, but I wanted to see it. So I just want to say I'm having a look at some stuff on Blender in the future. I'm not even looking at it now because I just, but it's something I still definitely will investigate in said future, and I'm very keen for it actually. I think it'll be super fun to kind of see if I can mess around with some things and do things that I'd like to do. But otherwise, yeah, mostly just going to be sticking to building. Although in this build I changed the doors a million times and the floors and everything. Some things I just could not get right. These floors though, I actually took inspiration from Tattooed Simmer. So she did a vet office for the A to Z challenge, which I've been streaming over on Twitch. And yeah, I took inspiration from her floor. I believe hers was green and white, but I really liked this yellow color. It kind of matched the rest of the build. And that's kind of what I went with. So yeah, definitely check out Tat because she's an amazing builder. And the rest of the people who took part in the challenge, because again, it was really, really cool to have this challenge going for 26 weeks. Again, if you want to take part, absolutely do, because I am going to be running it again for 26 weeks. You can take part in as many or as little as you want, and I might even have some guest judges instead of opening it to voting on stream. But I'm not sure. I don't know. And I'm still tossing up how I'm gonna do all of the voting and whatnot. But the build bit, like if you want to build it, it's still gonna be the same as last year, where you get the new letter each week, and you have 7 days to build a room or a lot. Yeah, you can make it a full lot or just a room, and yeah, you got a week to do it. And I'm not going to tell you what to build, but I'll give you suggestions. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to do that challenge again, because a few more people have shown interest in it, but a few people who might have already done it might not want to do it, so they might want to vote guest judge. I don't know. I'm very apprehensive about judging myself because I am definitely biased, and I don't want to be, so I might have the builds be anonymously presented, anonymously given to me, and I will vote off of that. But I don't know. I really don't know how I'm going to do that, but I've got a few months to figure it out. I think I've got about 3-4 months to figure that out. So it really, I'm trying to make it as like fair as possible. But there are also some people who, if I see their build, I'm gonna know it's them. I'm gonna be like, okay, it's one of these 3 people who did this. And so yeah, I'm very excited about that. And to do this challenge again. And there's a few other challenges I've got kind of in the back of my head, but they're gonna be a bit different and separate. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for this year. There's definitely a lot that I feel like is gonna happen, but a lot that I'm very keen for. A lot that, like I definitely feel like my building's getting better as it does every year. But I am also excited to get into CC, and the fact that I've actually got the next 3 months like planned out. I think forcing myself to stick to that plan is going to be really good. Also at the end of the year, I'm graduating from uni. I know I've already graduated and got those degrees, but this is like it. I'm not going back to uni unless I absolutely have to. That is the decision I have made. I don't need to go back. I have no current desire, or there's nothing that necessitates me going back. Like in 10 years time, if there's been updates and I need to like refresh or get new qualifications or whatever, absolutely sure, like I'm open to that. but that's not what I need right now. What I need right now is a job. I'm very lucky. I live in a country where you actually technically you get paid to study. So I don't have to worry about, you know, a lot of countries you have to work stupid hours just to be able to afford to pay for uni. I also don't have to pay for uni until I get a job. And it comes out through my taxes, which I'm super lucky about. Yeah, I'm very keen for future. Don't ask me how much I owe uh in uni fees. How much I owe the government. It's a lot, and I'm probably going to be spending a long time paying it back, but it doesn't accrue interest. So realistically, I'm just paying off a flat amount over a long period of time, which I'm really thankful for. Like, I'm so grateful I live in a country that we're able to do this. So yeah, very, very lucky. And yeah, very keen for the future. I definitely want to get out there and work. I mean, I've been looking for work now, but yeah, just very keen to get into working and being a productive member of society. And that's probably also why, like I said that I probably won't increase my videos a week because, I mean, I do about 40 hours a week at uni anyway. So if I'm doing about 40 hours at work, I probably don't want to increase my builds on top of that and just stress myself out. So yeah, I'm very, very keen for that. Looking forward to the future and hoping that things just keep getting better and better. But anyway, a lot of ranting and rambling about kind of random nonsense. Back to this vet. So upstairs is two, I guess, research rooms. I guess like medicine research and whatnot. They're pretty messy. There's also a little laundry nook, because I imagine vet clothes would get very dirty. And there'd probably be a lot of things that needed to be cleaned at the vet. There's also a little lounge space that's just designed for you to go relax if you're a vet, because sometimes you need a bit of a break. And then there is a kitchen area, a little dining area, and then like a little TV room. Now, I don't really know what the back of a vet looks like. I haven't really hung out back there, but I imagined that, yeah, there's probably some spaces where you can just come in, relax, chill, whatever. But there's these doors everywhere, so if there is an emergency, you just go find the nearest door and it'll take you to where you need to go. Like all of upstairs has doors accessed right to the stairs, except for one of the little lounges, but it's right next to the hallway, which the door right there. So yeah, and there's showers upstairs because if you are a vet, you're probably going to be covered in a lot of animal fur, but also maybe other things, from like surgery or from sick pets or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely a lot more convenient. I definitely build that in a bit so that and there's bathrooms downstairs for your guests as well. And there's little emergency lights, like, I wouldn't say emergency lights, but like on air lights basically. Like if you're in a studio, you're on air, but for X-rays, I don't know, like X-rays on light. Don't walk into this room. And then yeah, nice little waiting area, and actually there's a little space outside to like train your dog while you wait, or if your dog needs to go poop, there's a little poop spot out there as well, and some toys. So if your dog gets a little overwhelmed with waiting rooms and needs to be outside, there's a little outdoor waiting area right next to the waiting room. So yeah, I kind of tried to think of everything because I know some pets don't necessarily like hanging out with other pets and maybe need some outside space. But I also put a cat scratching post as well, so if your cat needs to scratch at something, you can scratch the post, not the furniture. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I don't regularly hang out at vets' offices, although some of our pets have been to the vet recently just for like grooming and a scratched eye. But yeah, again, I don't really hang out there. I don't actually even take them to the vet. It's the actual owners of the pets who do. And yeah, so that's kind of my interpretation of a vet's office, because I haven't been to one in a very long time, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions and feedback down below. And if you want to see more stuff like this, I normally post twice a week. But until then, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.